In a recent episode of the Joe Budden podcast, Joe's co-host Ish played an audio clip from a recent show of Andrew Schultz where they felt Andrew made a joke with racist connotations. Joe Budden took issue with the joke due to the fact he felt Andrew Schultz has very close ties with the black community and making such a joke is regarded as a mean-spirited and demeaning thing to say about the African American community. Have a listen at the reaction of Joe and co-host to the jokes.
Sales, guaranteed. Every store, 3/5 off every item is. Except the cotton swabs. You're paying extra for the cotton swab. You guys know what Juneteenth is?
New Joe Budden.
Anybody has a take other than myself?
You got a round of a booze in there?
Fam, that shit is...
I don't
see how that's funny. I don't see how that's comedy, and I don't see how the world ain't in uproar. That's like us sitting on there talking about some Holocaust shit and making jokes of it, and people lost their life. It's the biggest travesty in the history of the world. Is slavery that we know of. Mm-hmm. And I don't see how they could just rock out with that. Like, that's cool.
Anything I say about him, people will just say that I don't like him or something. But
no,
this has been my point the entire time.
Some shit is undeniable. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, the sale, right? Oh, we're going to have a sale, and it's going to be, 3/5 off. So, historically, in the slavery days, it was a beef going on. Mm-hmm. So it was a beef going on against slavery owners paying taxes versus slavery owners claiming people So, for tax purposes, they would claim slaves as property or machinery to get the tax breaks.
Yes.
But then it was
they wanted to vote.
And so another thing was they would have voting power, so they would claim them as people. Mm-hmm. Right? So it got to a point where you can't be on both sides of the argument. They can't be property and chattel to serve your purpose, and then they can't be people to serve your purpose. So what they did was make slaves 3/5 of a man, so that it was like a happy compromise. You understand what I'm saying?
So I don't know if I would describe it as a happy compromise, but I mean, I feel what you're saying.
For amongst the people that were beefing. So for him to make the joke like, the sale is going to be 3/5 off,
except for cotton swabs,
except for the cotton swabs, my nigga.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
I don't get
nothing about it.
And nobody won't say nothing about it. Like, that's crazy to me.
Some good offensive comedy is good to me. That's not good offensive comedy. That's just offensive.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you can't say nothing about other marginalized groups of people, but with us, it'd be kind of free reign unless one of us does it. That's nuts to me.
What y'all thought he was about to get on once he started all that right-wing pandering?
I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, me neither.
You get what I'm saying? Like, somebody sent me that and was like, this shit is disgusting. Y'all should discuss this. And I'm like, wow. When I saw it, just the fact that you could get up there, like, just cavalier and say that shit is crazy.
Comfortable enough to make that joke and he, like, that say a lot.
Yo, dog, we on a podcast blanking out female. You know what I'm saying? Yo, for fear of being fucking canceled. This motherfucking, dog. That's just a different level of arrogance, a different level of just entitlement that you think.
And I don't be mad at the white people that get off on this type of shit. I be mad at the white people that get off on this type of shit that use black people as an entryway.
I'll be mad at both.
The white people wasn't fucking with Schultz.
Really?
A lot of fans had a negative reaction to Joe's comments about Andrew Schultz's joke. People felt that Joe was being overly sensitive, and also felt his stance was very contradictory due to the fact in last week's podcast he complained about the fact Lizzo had to change the lyrics to her song because people felt her song was being ableist and disparaging to people with special needs. Joe went on to say that the world was too sensitive, but now it feels like Joe is being the sensitive one now. It also doesn't come across well when Joe has been openly calling for the release of Young Thug despite the mountain legal evidence against him showing a lot of dangerous gang activities that have led to the loss of a lot of lives, but that didn't bother Joe. But a joke he didn't like did bother him. The crazy part was that this joke was actually developed as a bit between Andrew and Charlemagne in their podcast 2 weeks ago. They were joking how Juneteenth is gonna turn into a business opportunity for people. Joe Budden and Andrew Schultz have a long beef history with each other. That's why in the audio clip Joe also called him a failed comedian, something that the evidence doesn't seem to support due to fact Andrew Schultz has been able to successfully sell out shows, while on the other hand Joe Budden had to cancel shows due to lack of ticket sales. Anyways, we all hope that someday we can come together and end the beef.